It's Friday night, you've just finished a long day on the work site, you've head home, you check the group chat, look at that, the boys have messaged it, say come around for pre-drinks, you don't even reply to it, you just head straight there, buy a slab on the way, you rock up, hand the beers round, boom, you've just slammed down 8 beers, then you're off to the clubs, you slam down 3 more in the line, just enough so that you're drunk enough to be able to talk to people, but not too drunk so that you get kicked out of the line. You walk in, you head straight to the bar, boom, 3 more drinks, the night goes on, it's 12 a.m, you've just downed 8 drinks in the night. You look at your bank account, you've spent $400. You think, fuck, well, I've put in all this effort, I may as well try to get some pussy. The club closes, 2 a.m, you head home, you're dizzy, your head hurts, your stomach hurts, your ego is shattered because you couldn't get that chick that you wanted to get all night. It's 5 a.m, the sun's going up, and you head to bed. The next day, you wake up, everything is sore, you're unmotivated, you feel like shit, you feel sick, you've woken up at a house that you don't want to be at. Worst of all, you've stolen all the dopamine for the day by drinking last night. This is how I lived every single weekend, week after week, rinse and repeat. Without fail, I did this every single week. Right, before I get into the video, you're probably thinking, where the fuck am I? To be honest, I don't know, middle of nowhere. Nah, Nelson's filming a video way over there. Just kick back here, little view behind me. I'm just gonna turn this channel into a compilation of me in just random spots. As you can tell by the title, this is about alcohol and how to quit alcohol and how I did it. So I'm gonna give you a bit of a backstory. I was the guy, that one guy that everyone filmed who would just like attach snorkels to fucking anything. If you know, in Australia, you have snorkels where you can just pretty much scull anything you attach it to. And I would attach it to these bottles of Little Fat Lamb, which I think were like 8 standard drinks. They had a deal in my local town that was like 2 bottles of this Little Fat Lamb stuff for $15. And I'd get 2 bottles, attach the snorkel, scull one, and then sip on the other one for the rest of the night. And I was just the one like massive alcoholic. Like I used to just buy bottles of vodka as well and just drink those straight, like literally scull bottles of vodka. There's even a video, I'll try to pop it up, of me sculling like literally spiced rum. Like not mixed with anything, just spiced rum. Like my goal in life was to just, I don't even know what the fuck my goals in life were. All I wanted to do was just drink lots and lots of alcohol. But it's crazy because I've gone from like such an extreme to being completely sober for 9 months. This is such a drastic shift, and I don't see anyone else doing it, but I think that's what makes me so qualified to talk on this topic, is that I've gone from one extreme to another so quickly. Now, let me just start by just prefacing the fact that the change has literally only improved my life. It has had no negatives. I haven't missed drinking alcohol. I haven't regretted quitting alcohol. And I'm not saying I'll never drink alcohol again. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand drinking is fun as fuck. Obviously, I can't bear going out to clubs or bars sober. It fucking sucks. That's why I don't go out to these clubs, because it pretty much requires alcohol. I understand that. And that's why I just try to avoid them at all costs now. But why did I quit alcohol, and why should you quit alcohol? All right, for a start, the reasons I quit alcohol, the health defects of alcohol, it pretty much it kills your body. It kills all cells indiscriminately. It's water and fat soluble, which pretty much means, in basic talk, it can kill any cell in your body. It can kill brain cells, heart cells, liver cells, kidney cells, any cell in your body. It just pretty much kills it. It just kills it off. Alcohol is also estrogenic. So if you're trying to make gains in the gym, this is only going to make it worse. And pretty much what estrogenic means, estrogen, which is the female hormone, which if you're a guy, more estrogen will pretty much just result into you morphing into a female. Pretty much. You'll get gynecomastia, you'll stop gaining as much muscle in the gym, you'll act more feminine, and it's just terrible for your health and your mental health, which is the second reason why I quit. It was fucking up my mental health. I can attribute alcohol second to my mental health other than diet. But alcohol will fuck up your mental health so bad. And I don't want to hear any alcoholics complaining about mental health, because the first thing I tell someone when they complain to me about their mental health is, what are you eating and are you drinking alcohol? Because if you're drinking alcohol, you're going to be depressed. You're going to get anxious and you're going to feel like shit. This is also because when you drink alcohol, it'll spike your dopamine, and then for an extended period of time, your dopamine will crash. This is why people rely on alcohol, because when they drink it, they feel really, really good. And then as soon as they stop drinking it, they feel like shit. They feel anxious. They feel stressed. They don't want to be around people. They don't want to be in social environments. They don't want to do anything with their lives. And this was me every Sunday morning. I would wake up and just be unmotivated for anything. I didn't want to go to the gym. Matter of fact, I still had the discipline at some points to still go to the gym, but I'd be sitting on the bench press, like staring at the bar like this, and the whole thing was just fucking warping because I was literally still drunk at the gym. I used to do this a lot of times, and it just ended up being so stupid where I'm like, I just need to quit this shit. And then I just did. I just stopped touching it, and I just forced myself. I said no drinking, and a massive way I did that was I just stopped going out with friends, and that's just sometimes the sacrifice you have to make. Like, the second reason I quit alcohol, I got fuck all done when I was drinking. I got nothing done. I was the most unproductive cunt you would ever meet. I couldn't get anything done. I couldn't scrape up the motivation to do anything. I couldn't physically like focus on anything because my dopamine receptors were so fucking fried, and all I could think about was just when's Friday rolling around so I can drink and head to the clubs, because that was the only excitement in my life. This is why it's so dangerous, because you can just build up a reliance on it. And this is what I did. Like, the only thing going through my head most days was weekend, drinking, alcohol, fucking just distractions. And I understand that if you've got nothing else going on in your life, you're not going to quit alcohol, because why would you? Why would you? There's nothing else to do, bro. Like, what else are you going to read a book? Yeah, you should read a book actually, but you're not going to do that, are you? Because it just doesn't compare to drinking alcohol. Like, the fun you get from drinking with people at the clubs, making out with random women, bro, I understand, like, the dopamine hits you get from that are insane. Which is why you need to find your purpose, because it'll make quitting alcohol so much more reasonable, because you'll actually have something to do other than drinking, which is what I had to do. I had to find a purpose, which was working on the clothing brand and now starting to make videos. And I've just sort of focused on that rather than drinking alcohol. So now it's almost me drinking alcohol would just be stupid of me, because then I actually have a strict schedule now that if I miss that, then I'm just going to, like, the podcast wouldn't be up. I wouldn't be able to film a podcast episode because I'd be too hungover if I drank on the Saturday. So I've almost made restrictions in my life to stop me from drinking alcohol. And I've created such a strict schedule that if I would drink alcohol, shit just wouldn't get done. It just wouldn't get done. Which is why I think if you're going to try to quit alcohol, the first thing you need to do is find something to replace that. A good example is the gym. A gym is fucking huge, because if you're drinking alcohol and trying to work out, it's next to impossible, bro. Like, trust me, I tried it. I tried to drink alcohol and head to the gym. It doesn't work. You're just hungover. You're not motivated. You're not going to make gains because you're going to just be estrogenic. So find something to keep yourself accountable with. Find something that makes drinking alcohol just unreasonable. Pretty much just find something to replace alcohol with, which for me was gym and making videos. I don't have time to drink alcohol anymore. It would just fuck with me too much. It would cause mental instability that I don't need, because, all right, I'm just going to go on a rant. This is probably a very unstructured video, but I'm also just going to say that I haven't had a single negative thought in probably 6 months. Like, I haven't cried. I haven't even had like a single bit of like stress. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, I'd love to lie to you and say, you know, I have a stressful life and I get stressed and I get anxious sometimes, but I just don't. I literally don't. Like, there's not much that stresses me out. The amount of composure and the amount of mental stability that you get when you go completely sober, it's fucking amazing. Like, the amount of mental, like, fortitude, the amount of mental toughness you can get, just the amount of clarity you get when you go sober, it's just night and day. Like, it's not even close. Like, even the way I'm talking to the fucking camera right now, just raw talk. Me on alcohol, me drinking, even like every second weekend, like moderately, I wouldn't be able to do this because I'd be too in my head. I'd be like, what would people think of me? What would my old friends think of this? They'd be like, fucking weirdo talking to a camera. Like, it doesn't even go through my brain anymore because I've just got the clarity of, I've just got such mental clarity and such like good mental health to the point where I don't get stressed. I don't get anxious. I don't get depressed. And I haven't had like a single negative thought other than like discomfort, maybe due to like me literally working, going to the gym and boxing all in the same day. Like, that's obviously going to cause some sort of stress on my body, but the mental fortitude is just, it just outweighs it. Anyway, I'll be like a broken record during this video, just pretty much like preaching the same thing, like pretty much just like the mental benefit that you will get from stopping alcohol. Like, I just wish I could almost transplant this like, I wish you could feel what I feel completely sober so that you could understand what I'm talking about here. Like, I honestly dare you. I dare you to just go sober. Just do it. Just force yourself to go sober for 3 months. Force yourself to go sober for 90 days and then come back to this video. And if you actually do it, I doubt anyone's going to do this because I understand how hard it is to actually just completely go sober like cold turkey. But if you actually do, drop down in the comments the changes it had on your mental health. I can guarantee you, like, I could promise you, like, if I could like shake your hand, look you in the eyes and say, I promise you that you will never regret quitting alcohol, I'll do that. Like, there is not a single person in this whole world that wouldn't live a better, more fulfilled life the second they quit alcohol. And I understand that when all your friends are drinking, it becomes almost impossible for you to not just join them, which is why your social circle is just so important. Like, it is probably the single biggest reason to why you're drinking, right? Like, if you're hanging around with a bunch of nerds that don't drink and they just, I don't know, sit on the computer all day, that's probably what you're going to be doing, right? Like, you're not going to be just the left out one that just drinks. The vice versa to that, if all your friends are going out clubbing and drinking, there's almost a 0% chance that you're not going to do that, which is why you just need to change your social circle. And that's what I did, is I just tried to avoid anything that involved alcohol. That means my friends, that means the environments, that means the places I go to, the places I hang around. Like, if I spend all my time at the gym and inside, I'm not going to be drinking alcohol. That's like, you don't drink alcohol at the gym. You don't drink, I'm not just going to drink alcohol in my office. Like, it becomes like very simple, doesn't it? When you think about it like that, like if you just don't go to the places where alcohol is involved, you're not going to be drinking alcohol. And I understand the fear of missing out. I got this every single weekend that I fought, because I forced myself to stay inside for like weeks, right? I forced myself to stay inside. I said, no, I'm just not going to go out, because if I go out and I try to be sober, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna go to the bar and I'm gonna buy a drink. So anyway, I just forced myself to stay inside, and I would just look at I'd be checking Snapchat, I'd be refreshing shit, I'd be looking at the stories, I'd be like, oh, everyone's having so much fun, bro, look at all the stories, everyone's got their phones up in the crowd, like, yeah, doing that, bro. And I used to get FOMO, and then after a few months of doing that, I've got almost the reverse of that now. It's like become a hobby of mine to actually check my socials on Sunday and just watch everyone at the clubs. Like, thank fuck I didn't do that, because now I've woken up at 6 a.m. I feel amazing. I'm heading to the gym. I've had my pre-workout, and I'm having more fun now than I ever fucking would at the clubs drinking alcohol. Like, you don't understand that. Life can be so fulfilling when you don't drink. People can't understand this. People can't even wrap their heads around it. And neither could I when I was drinking. I couldn't understand how these people like would just live these sober lives of living this strict, disciplined, like unhappy life. But now I understand it. Now I understand why people live like this. It is so fulfilling. And the level of baseline happiness and the baseline fulfillment that you get is just so much better than the little dopamine spikes that you get when you drink. Like I was saying before, I can't remember the last time I had a negative thought, which is why I'm trying to promote this message so much, because I want the best for you, the viewer. I want you to be happy, and I want you to be motivated, and I want you to just like, I'm literally standing in the middle of nowhere. It's fucking cold, right? The view is kind of sick, but like I'm not even bothered. Like I'm kind of just appreciating like the outdoors, the nature and shit. Like, I know I sound fucking weird as fuck right now, but if I was drinking and I was in that weird foggy mental state, I'd just be like at home, like probably trying to have a drink or play some video games. I'd just be in that state of, all it requires is just a mindset shift. It's like, as soon as you just get into that flow of self-improvement, self-motivation, as soon as you get into the flow of it, it just becomes easy, and it becomes like, drinking alcohol to me now sounds fucking stupid. Like, why are people poisoning themselves? Alcohol's a poison. It's ethanol. It's what you clean your bathroom sink with. And we're just mindlessly drinking it. Honestly, it's kind of stupid, but righto. So to avoid me from just rambling on and just repeating myself, what are the things you can actually do to quit alcohol and get to the state that I described, which is pretty much just infinite fulfillment and happiness and not having negative thoughts anymore? So how can you actually quit alcohol? Step 1, change your social circle. Stop hanging around people that drink alcohol, because otherwise this whole shit's impossible. It's literally just impossible if you don't change your social circle. Also, change your environment. Don't go to clubs, don't go to bars, just force yourself not to go. Trust me, after a while, you won't get that fear of missing out that you used to get. The next thing, find a hobby to replace it. Get a purpose. Find something to actually do with your weekends, because bro, your weekends are going to be boring as fuck otherwise. Like, I'd rather drink than just sit at home all day, to be honest. But I've got shit to do. I've got gym, I've got filming videos, I've got a clothing brand that I can work on. I've got infinite stuff that I need to get done, which is why I don't drink, honestly, because of the productivity factor. So that's a great way. Just replace it with something. And the last one would honestly be, just stop being a bitch. Like, have some fucking discipline, honestly. Have some self-respect. Like, simple as that. Grow some nuts. Stop drinking, because it'll just better your life. And you know that. Deep down inside, you know that. You know it will improve your life. So if you were really a man and you really had some balls, you would just quit. Anyways, that's pretty much like all there really is to it, honestly. Once you stop drinking alcohol, you realize how stupid the whole thing is. But I'm not saying you can't, I'm not saying just go completely cold turkey sober, like never drink again. Like, I understand that when you drink and you go out, it's fun as fuck, obviously. So I'm not saying I'm never going to drink again, but I'm just saying you need to get into these modes, these monk modes, where you just grind out, bro. You just grind on your shit. You chase success. Like, once you're successful, fine, go ahead, drink. But I can guarantee you right now, you're not successful, because you're watching self-improvement videos. If you're not ultra successful and you're not where you want to be in life, you don't need to be drinking, bro. So anyway, that's all there really is to it. Let me know down in the comments if you want more of these videos and you want more tips on quitting alcohol, because I'm the man, because I've just done it cold turkey. All right, see you in the next video.